Okay, this is my first commentary for one of these runs, so bear with me. The purpose of this run was to try and challenge myself to beat this game mode with only the MPM pistol, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to accomplish that other than just making runs. But it worked out very well, because the second attempt I ended up with the pistol, and the reason for this is it is the worst of the three pistols, and I just wanted to see if I could do it. And this sort of turned into a more interesting challenge run, because I had this other idea where I would do a run using only whatever I found, obviously, but including the X-ray glasses and the walking shoes. And it just so happens that the MPM pistol challenge and the X-ray glasses and walking shoes challenge sort of crossed over with each other. And when I say using only the MPM, I mean obviously on Marguerite, because I wouldn't even be able to control when I got the MPM on a normal run. Maybe I could force it at the beginning and just retry over and over again, but it doesn't seem like a fun thing to do. Also apologize for the low quality on the video. I just stream my attempts to Twitch and upload the successful runs. Not a sophisticated video maker. So a lot of stuff goes wrong in this video. Obviously at the intro there, I got hit by the bloater, which wasn't ideal, and I didn't even know that I had picked up a first aid. I just pressed the first aid button and, well, there we were. And thank God I picked up that herb, because if you're in limping status right there, you can't actually run over these traps, they just kill you. So two things have gone wrong already, which I think is amazing for this run, just to prove what you can get away with, because I know a lot of people even today will say that this game mode is impossible or too difficult, and it is difficult. It definitely takes time to get comfortable with it and confident with it, but I certainly don't think it's impossible. I am not an elite level gamer. I am simply an average person, and if I can do this 4 and 5 times, even with limitations, and certainly anybody with a decent patience threshold could accomplish this. So, I'm getting lucky with the heals. I'm able to heal up. That's good. I'm really trying to get through this as much as possible without using a lot of weapons, as I always do. You'll see me throw away a lot of good weapons, because the purpose of this run is not to blow my way through it. It's to get through it in a sense of a challenge. So I will end up discarding or ignoring a lot of weapons that otherwise I would pick up and utilize along the way. One other thing going wrong here is this bloater, first time this has ever happened to me, just isn't interested in coming through the door. So I'm going to go give him a little love tap on the belly. I thought that was hilarious. And it also leads to this hilarious ring around the rosies session here, where he's not where he usually is for me. And so I have to improvise to get around him, which is one of the things I love about this game mode, is that these things can happen and you can still find a way through it. Normally he just goes right and you go left and you're done. So, let's see what we get here. Burner, nice. So, as I said in the description for this video, I do use the burner in the Marguerite fight one time, not to do damage to her directly, but to blow up a trap. I really wanted to only do damage to her with the MPM handgun and the traps. And we already have the X-ray glasses and the walking shoes, so it's fantastic. This was just perfect luck. It also makes this section better. This is probably the best spot to have the walking shoes. So there's going to be some gaps in this commentary. Really only talk when there's something to say. But I really loved that the luck in this run was so horrible, and that some of the decisions I made were even decisions that, looking back, I shouldn't have made. But it led to the run being even worse, which is fantastic. Normally I would just use the burner on these enemies, but I knew I was going to be getting rid of this shotgun, and had absolutely no reason to hold on to it. You can use the knife on these enemies, but it is very annoying, and I do not enjoy it. So I believe this chem fluid right here, by the time this run is over, I should have turned that chem fluid into pistol rounds, ideally. But at one point I just end up deleting it, which is one of my amazing blunders where I could have made the run slightly easier for myself, but instead I made it slightly harder for myself, which kind of lends to the idea that even if you make mistakes and your run goes horrible, it is still possible to succeed with just the right luck and just the right sort of willingness to make attempts. My very first run of this game mode, it took me about 4.5 hours to get my first win, which is crazy, but I literally just sat and did it, and I know that you can do it too. So that trap right there, I normally blow it up, but on this run I decided to give myself a little more challenge and just leave it alone. And right here, my angel spawns, which because there was a purple box there on my last run, and it was explosive, and I didn't realize that. So it luckily gave me the MPM handgun, which is what I wanted. I left this as part of the run because, I mean, obviously, how many runs do you get where you have the MPM, the X-ray glasses, and the walking shoes all at once, you know? And I could have got it out of any 1-star drop anyway, so why does it matter? Handgun ammo is good, and don't want to get rid of the shoes, don't want to get rid of the glasses. What am I going to get rid of? Why not the... Pretty sure I get rid of the shotgun. Hard to make those kind of decisions under pressure. But hey, we're going for bad luck, and I think it's pretty bad luck to not have a shotgun right now. So that's what we're doing. This part, not a lot to say. Very standard. If you know the game mode, everyone does this. And let's see what kind of bad luck we can get out of this box. It's the exact same shotgun again, and I'm still not going to use it. This I will take. Spoilers for the video, that is the only strong chem fluid I get, and I go into this fight having only 10 enhanced handgun rounds with the worst handgun. Secrets of Defense obviously would give me too much of a buffer if used correctly, so I'm not going to try and throw anything away to get it. I only want what I need to get through the house to get to Marguerite so that I can complete the challenge. Here, amazing luck again. I shoot at the bomb and it doesn't blow up, so I decide, whatever, I'll take my chances and go between the bombs and just leave them be. If you didn't know that was possible, it is possible. Shotgun shells for 3 shotguns I don't have anymore. What amazing luck. Here I always pop this door open so that the first plate will blow up the box inside. Just a little more efficient. It's another chem fluid that I wish I had turned into handgun ammo. Instead, I just go ahead and burn my burner fluid. How ironic. One amazing thing about having the X-ray glasses is you can identify the bombs way more easily, which is actually handy. I don't sleep on the X-ray glasses. I think they're useful for a time. But so by this time I could have had 20 more handgun ammo, and I do not. And right here I could make 10, and nope. We're going to have even worse luck. Worse luck and bad decisions. I think the run is better for it. I'm grateful that I made these mistakes because it just makes it even that much more interesting. This guy is annoying. Sometimes you can tell if he's going to do an arch attack or a vertical attack. If he's already working his way on the right side, you can kind of scoot under it or scoot around it. But it's not perfect. You know, there's lots of things in this game mode that are somewhat within your control, but almost just out of your control. I could probably start using those bombs to kill these two crawlers, but it's just simple to despawn them. And I used to use this bomb right here to kill the crawlers, but it was consistent for me for a time, and I don't seem to be able to get it to work anymore. So the machine gun doesn't work amazing against these guys, and there's definitely a close call there. So I decided to just use that. I could have used my enhanced handgun rounds, about 2 bullets each with that gun, but chose to not, for obvious reasons. Here, there's that trap that I left earlier. Decided, yeah, we're just gonna skirt around it and see what happens. And this guy is the first time he's ever spawned for me. I have no heals. He hits me, and I think this run is almost certainly over. But that is quitter mentality, and we press on. Another mistake I make here, which I don't usually make, I accidentally push forward too far because I'm not used to having the walking shoes, and I spawn the bloater with his minions, and now I have to figure out how I'm going to scoot around them without killing them and without taking damage. So, walking shoes coming in clutch. No item is completely pointless, I suppose. I was really scared right here that those enemies were going to follow me up those stairs. And so I attempted to close the door here in a second, and this door won't close, in case you were wondering. You know, for whatever reason you may wonder that. This is our last chance, these last 2 boxes before Marguerite spawns, to maybe get a heal and get out of flashing red before having to start this fight at death's door. And so what do we get? We get gunpowder, which we already have many of, and chem fluid. Great. I finally decided to make myself some regular handgun ammo. What a wonderful decision, a novel idea. So, my nerves are on fire right now when I'm filming this, and I've never been this nervous to face Marguerite before. My hands were basically numb at this point, because I had no idea how this was going to go, and I really wanted to get this on video for myself, and for anyone who may be interested. So, usually when I'm down here, she will spawn in this hole that she's at in this video. She's been there most of the times. But she can also spawn above you in the hole in this room that I'm in right now, and the one directly in front of me. So you just basically try and keep anything between you and her while still doing damage. You want her to have to go around corners and around objects to get to you. If she lunges at you or swings at you, it's bad news. Bad news bears. So the very first time I ever got to Marguerite, she came out of one of these holes, instantly lunged toward me, and did a side swipe and killed me, even though I had the secrets of defense and was blocking. So, luckily that's never happened again, but that was horrific luck and was very discouraging at the time. But we press on. There she is again, her favorite hidey hole. I'm rapidly running out of ammo for the gun and making this challenge very difficult for myself. So it comes to a point where you have to rely on traps if your intention is to only kill her with traps and the pistol, and you're out of pistol ammo. So it's very difficult to believe that anyone would make it to this point without any other weapon. So I decided, yeah, it's reasonable to use a weapon to set off a trap. So you can hate me for that, but I think it's fine. And now, this trap right here, just stand behind it, try to lure her into it. It's the only other trap in here that I feel comfortable luring her into before finally going upstairs and facing down the barrel of the turret while unlimping. She's finally coming. Wonderful. And it doesn't even really seem like it did anything to her because she's still just up walking around, which is crazy, but we press on. So I go up here and I'm just really hoping that I find an item, and I see that there's an item there thanks to the x-ray glasses. So I avoid that pressure plate, come over here, and thank God. Oh man, so grateful for that. Duck under the wire, watch out for any pressure plates around here, run across. This is everyone's favorite spot, the one that you see in all the guides, and I hate this place. This spot sucks. I do not understand why people rely on it so much. I very much prefer to stay downstairs and just let my weapons do the work for me. But we no longer have that option available to us. She's off somewhere else getting shot by another turret, which is wonderful. It's music to my ears. I am desperately hoping that she comes in and stays still long enough to get shot by the turret in this room, but unfortunately she does not. She comes straight for me and lights me up and puts me straight back into limping, which is good for the video, but terrible for my nerves. And so now I have to get away from her with a turret shooting at me when I am basically one shot. So I come to this corner where I know there is a tripwire on this door, and I'm gonna stand here until she comes over here, is my thought process. And surprisingly, you know, spoilers again, I don't have to make her do that. She sets off a neuro trap somewhere and just expires, and that is wonderful, and I almost cried. Not really, but basically. That scream means she's dead, and I think, I don't know, there's so many things that went wrong in this run. I think it's genuinely a beautiful thing to think that this could be your run someday, maybe, if you want it to be. You can do it. Anyone can do it. I think that 17 and a half minutes is pretty reasonable for that. And I'll take it. Thank you for watching.